but because there's some great short books out there that you maybe haven't heard of or you forgot all about them. Hello, did you miss me? Today I'm bringing a short video with 5 short book recommendations to reach our 2020 reading goal. Some of us are quite near to it, almost done, but for those of us that are quite far from our reading goal this year, it is very handy to have some short book recommendations to reach this goal quicker. And not only because we want to reach a goal, because we want to feel good with a number, but because there's some great short books out there that you maybe haven't heard of or you forgot all about them. The first book that I'm going to talk to you is Aura by Carlos Fuentes. This is one of the Mexican authors that achieved most recognition. And this is a gothic book. It can be considered horror, it can be considered a suspense, and it is told in second person. We follow a translator, and he is hired by a very old woman to translate some scripts from French to Spanish. Obviously, if you're reading in English, it's going to be in English. And this old woman has a granddaughter, and she's very beautiful. And the translator is bewitched by her because of her great beauty. Even though he senses there's something wrong with the house, maybe with the old lady, he is transfixed by Aura's beauty. I cannot tell you much more because this book is so short, but if you want to read something Mexican, Latinx, or just a very good short book, this is good for you. Battles in the Desert by Jose Emilio Pacheco is another Mexican book set in Mexico City. I don't remember in what years, but it has to be around 50s or 60s. And it is called Battles in the Desert because the playground of the main protagonist's school is nicknamed the Desert, and they had a game in which they played battles. We follow a very young boy and his friends and how the different classes in Mexico City affected him. He has one good friend and he falls in love for the first time with his friend's mom. Again, I can't tell you much more about this because it is such a short read, but it is another great option if you want to read something international. The incredible and sad tale of innocent Erendira and her heartless grandmother is a book by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, Nobel Prize winner. This is my edition, but half of it is another of Marquez's short stories, and the story that I'm talking about is just this long. And Erendira is orphaned, quite young, and her grandmother takes care of her. One day she accidentally burns her grandmother's house down, and she is not just planning to forgive her. In fact, she plans for Erendira to pay every penny back, and the only way that she can see for her granddaughter to pay her back is by selling her body. This might be triggering for some people, but Gabriel Garcia Marquez has a way of almost making it comical. At the time that I read this, I didn't know a lot of the things that I know today. I'm not quite sure that I would see this book with the same eyes if I read it today, but it is almost guaranteed because of Gabriel Garcia Marquez's mastermind in writing. The Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka is one of the most famous books, but I dare say that some of you even forgot this existed. And I was assigned this book in school, but most of it flew over my head because I was too young to grasp what I really needed from this book. But I'm here to remind you of its existence, and if you haven't heard from this book, this is a book in which the main character starts to slowly turn into a bug. That's all you need to know. I'm hopefully going to do a reread of this one soon. And the last book that I'm going to talk about is The Little Prince. This is my edition in Spanish. I read it when I was quite young, and this is a book that I think that should be required to read during school, but I don't think any school ever required me to read this one. I read it by myself when I was quite young, and then I read it again some 3 or 4 years ago, and I'm quite sure that every time that anyone reads it, that person is going to take something different from this book. In here we follow the little prince. He lives in another planet and he comes to planet Earth and meets a pilot, if I'm not mistaken. This book teaches you about friendship, love, imagination, the importance of being a child, and so much more. And also planning on making a reread of this one soon. And from all of the books of this list, I'd say that this one is the most important to read. Those are all the books I have for today. I have some other more in mind, but tell me in the comment section below if you like this enough for me to bring part 2. The secret phrase today is short books. Write that in the comment section below so that I know that you stuck until the end. And that would make me very happy. Don't forget to like, to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and to hit the notification bell, and I'll see you next week with a new video. Bye!